Are you losing followers, my friends? Are you pretty sad about, the way things are going? And are you actually wondering why you might be losing those followers? Welcome back, people. My name is Dominic, in case you didn't know. I teach social media stuff. I teach Instagram marketing. I teach personal branding. Right, so we're here to talk about why you might be losing followers. Sometimes people tell me, I did good up until a certain point, but then it either just became kind of stagnant or, became kind of a slow pinching down curve. And that's not the thing that you want to have. No one likes to lose followers. So here are my top, I don't even know how many tips I have, or hints for you to think about why you might be losing your followers. Which leads me to the number one thing here, which is, please don't attach your ego to your Instagram followers. Lots of people really connect their ego, connect their whole, I don't even know, their whole life to their Instagram followers, even YouTube followers and all of that. It's okay up until a certain point, especially if it drives you to, if it motivates you to do more and more and more, but still, don't do it. If you start noticing a trend, a downwards trend, don't start freaking out. Don't lose the shit. Could be, regular things, which is another thing. It could just happen, sometimes it's just like life, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. And it can't always be like a steady and slow up. And you know what, people? If it's just steady and a steady climb to the top, it's actually pretty boring, huh? You stand up in the morning, you're like, okay, I gain 100 followers today, I gain 100 followers tomorrow, I gain 100 followers the day after that. It's not interesting anymore, right? What you want, at least if you're really in for the whole game, whatever the game might be, is you want to have those upswings, and then you want to get crushed down, you want to get thrown to the ground, your ego shit, steered in the ego and all, like, man, people are hating me, people don't, people have critique in whatever I do. But then, after a down comes an up again. I hope you get my, sometimes actually pretty weird and, thought patterns, but, that's actually what drives me personally. That's actually what should maybe drive you as well. Don't try to go for the steady thing, go for the up and down thing. It will be much more fun and probably much more worth it in the end. Right, so the first thing was a little bit of motivational fluff, a little bit of, theoretical stuff, which it's not that bad, but still. Now let's get into a little bit more practical things. One of the things that I noticed, lots, clients with us losing followers. We had a client lose about 6,000 followers overnight. Well, not as it was planned, probably. But what he did was, just to post some polarizing stuff. Don't get me wrong here. I'm the last person to tell you don't be polarizing. I'm the first person to tell you, right, polarize the shit out of the people, make 10% love you and make 90% of them hate you. This being said, there's certain topics in the society and stuff like that people take pretty seriously, that people don't really like to, see different opinions, that people don't really like to have a thoughtful discussion. For example, religion is one of those things. One guy says, okay, religion A is the religion of peace. The other guy says, okay, the supposed religion of peace, just blew up my, I don't know, embassy and I don't know where. Usually with topics like this, there's not much room for discussion. It's not polarizing like a lot. That way, you might offend people pretty easily, and you might in turn, lose people from that. If you don't want to polarize too much, stay out of that. One other thing might be politics, for example. These things really polarize a lot. And I personally, and I'll tell you how it is, I like to stay away from these topics, just because I'm a businessman, I'm an entertainer for sometimes. I just want to, I want to dip my voice in there. There's people that do that. I might have my own opinion about that, but from my social media presence, from my from my public life, I just want that to be away from that. One other thing that I noticed, pretty a lot, you have one cool picture, you have two cool pictures, you hit the explore page, lots of people come, and then their expectations just are not met. You just don't meet their expectations. For example, by having, you know, lower quality pictures, lower quality content, you know, you had like, for example, this one cool, crazy ass content that everybody loved, and now you just can't keep up with that anymore. What you can do is actually not much other than, you know, just keep trying putting out lots and lots of more content. You know, try to get on par with that, and actually, you know, switch off your head sometimes, and, you know, don't always try to focus on replicating just that, you know. Go with the flow. Of course, people are gonna abandon you, but if you didn't know, social media and all the game is a long-term game, and leading from that, actually, sometimes people lose interest over time in certain topics. So, for example, if you have a, you know, car channel and people follow you just because you have cool cars, and they want, you know, they love to see your lifestyle, or they love to see those cool supercars in there. And, you know, over time they gradually lose, you know, interest in cars, and then you're like, okay, I like this, but, you know, it just doesn't do anything for me anymore because their interest shifts, and, you know, that's just something that you have no control over, and that's what destiny is. Okay, one other thing that, you know, some of you influencers might be facing, you're just a sellout, man. And, you know, I hate to break it, people. If you overdo it, people will lose, you know, your interest over time. I know some people, and, you know, they have fairly large followings, and, you know, they have like every day they have an ad post. Every day they have a post where it's, oh, okay, I love this, this is an ad, this is that, buy this, buy that. You know, people just don't like that, you know? And that's actually one thing that I actually think should be different with influencer marketing, with influencer posts. An influencer should be marketable not because he says, okay, this is the thing, buy that, but because he loves this product. You know, he uses that, and naturally people ask him, by it being a natural thing and not this, you know, ad like you see on television where people are like, buy this and buy that. You know, people should, you know, have to think themselves, okay, man, whatever, you know, this backpack that he uses is a pretty cool backpack. I want to have that. You know, incidentally, there might be a link down there somewhere, and not these forced things, right? And the last thing that I wanted to address here is, you know, and this kind of ties, you know, together with the first thing that I told you about, is it's okay to lose. You know, sometimes it's okay to lose, and not only because, you know, it's more interesting that way and it's an up and down thing than a grind, but there is this other thing called thinking. And, you know, when things are going great, you usually, or at least your mind usually doesn't, you know, get you off your path. You know, you're like, okay, I'm growing pretty steadily, I'm growing pretty well. Why should I change things? But, you know, once you start losing a bunch, you know, once you start a downward trend, actually your mind, or at least that's what it was like with me, your mind tends to ask yourself, man, what am I doing wrong? And this is actually the thing that you should actively be doing. Think about, what are you doing wrong, or what things could you do better for people to be interested in again. Also, you know, by doing that, by putting a little bit more thought again into your, you know, content, especially trying out different things, it will put you ahead of the curve again. It will put you ahead of all the competition. Just think it like that. There's, for example, you know, this car channel. You have a car channel, there's 10 million car channels around, you know, and 9 million will hit the peak and then it will go down again. And you, of course, with you, it will be the same. But then you'll be one of the only ones that actually think about it. Try to innovate things, you know, try to do things differently. You know, it might go wrong, it might not go wrong. But, you know, you never know until you try, and this might put you ahead of the curve. By you switching up things, by you actually, you know, putting some thought into your content and stuff like that, it might get up again, and you never know with social media. It could be like a, you know, really fast curve. So this has been it. My name is Dominik. Usually I teach social media stuff, all of that. Anyway, like I said, do you want to have some other kind of content for me? Maybe, you know, a little bit more personal brand, maybe a little bit more into the business kind of side, or in the content, you know, kind of side. You never know. Comment down below, hit the subscribe button, like my video, and, you know, follow me on Instagram. Anyway, this has been it for today. I'll see you probably tomorrow, probably the day after. We're having a party in the office, have a lot of work to do, besides have lots of other work to do. But I'll try my best to grind out these videos for you guys. Alright, yeah, I'm out of breath, man. My name's Dominik, bye-bye.